Hey everybody, it's Allie from Geek Alchemy, doing my second haul video. And as you might have guessed, I got myself a soap stamp. Actually, let me get it up close. Can you see? Cute little dragon. This I bought off of Bitter Creek. So obviously Bitter Creek is going to be, come here baby, come here good girl. Bitter Creek is going to be one of our soaps, or one of our hauls today. And I decided to include some of my other finds. Come here. Don't do that. Don't kiss mommy on the lips. That's gross. I don't want that. Alright, so we also have Nature's Garden, which I planned on doing. But we're including Essential Depot and Jedward's International. And for those of you who are new to my channel, or it's been a while since I said so, I usually get my base oils off of them. I usually buy my sunflower, my castor, my mango butter, my coconut oil, pretty much all my oils that I buy usually comes off of them. I recently discovered Webstaurant, and they're a little bit better for my, they're a bit better for my sunflower, and I also bought a big bucket of lard off of them. I was using Amazon for my lard, but this is a way better option. So that's who I'm using for those items, if you're curious. All right, she's over there inspecting the goods, quality control. Are they good? Okay. So we're going to move on to the rest of Bitter Creek. And I do not have all of the ones that I bought because I figure I'd take too long showing them. These are air fresheners. And they're made of paper. So they're not made of the plastic felt, which I definitely wanted to avoid. So I now have these. These will possibly be coming out in the fall, maybe winter this year. I have really committed myself to learning and formulating a whole lot of gel savon and liquid soaps. And I'm really, really liking that. So these are going to wait a few months until I perfect a couple recipes for my liquid soap. Now I really don't know if I should even be showing these because quite honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to get to them this year. But saying that, I'm going to just let you know that this is kind of like a teaser episode, so to speak, when it comes to my little plugins. They have a little top. It must be used in a straight up and down plug. It will not rotate. So if you have any side plugs, these would not work because obviously the top would just fall right off. But these act as a little nightlight. They don't show off too much light, but they act as a little nightlight, and obviously they are a mini tart melt, which, yes, I am thinking of getting into wax melts. It was actually something I was really gung-ho about over a year ago. I was looking into candles, and then I realized doing research that at this moment in time, I do not have the money to figure out how each wick reacts to each wax that I want to use and each combination of them. And then on top of it, if the fragrance oil is going to mesh with all of them. There's literally a ton of research that needs to be done in homemade candle making. So unless you're buying a kit, there's a lot of work to be done when it comes to figuring out how well a candle's gonna work. So I figure I'd eliminate at least one of those variables, eliminate the wick, even though I absolutely love the idea of learning how to make a wood wick candle. I love those candles so much. so much. But I've recently found out, I'll keep talking as I show you the other colors. I recently found out about this other product that's been around for a little while called, depending on who makes it, they either call it liquid wax, squeeze wax, or gel potpourri are the terms that I've found for it. And pretty much it's wax, your preferred wax, with your preferred carrier oil. And of course you want both of them to be fairly neutral in fragrance, so like I'd never use neem oil, for instance, as a carrier, because that would for sure mess up the fragrance of anything that I would put in it, because it has its own natural aroma. Alright, the last one you saw was burgundy, if that wasn't obvious. And then we got ourselves a nice deep blue. To me, they just simply call it dark. To me, it's kind of like a mix. I don't know how well it's showing up, but to me, it's a mix of cobalt and navy. It's heavier on the navy side, but it's a really pretty blue. I really, really like it. So, back to what I was just saying. I'm really looking into possibly learning how to do this squeeze wax. I already have sunflower oil in abundance, which is a very neutral scent. In the first place, it's a nice light oil, so, and it doesn't have a tendency to change consistency no matter what temperature, unless of course, you know, you get closer to freezing, but that's any liquid oil. And I'm debating between a black, by the way, if you can't tell. I'm debating between a soy wax, or if I want to blend soy with a wax that most people don't use, like rice bran wax, or like carnauba or candia. I'm probably butchering those names, so please forgive me. But those are, candia wax is from a shrub, I believe, in Mexico. And the carnauba is from a palm type that grows, I believe, in Central America. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But those are the waxes I'm looking into. Obviously, soy is worlds cheaper. But again, that requires experimentation, which is why it may not happen at all this year. Well, let's see how well these farmers markets do for me and how much I can afford. So, I know I missed saying why I bought this. Obviously, I got it for soap, but this is specifically for my sorcerer's soap. And I love... I wish it was bigger. Honestly, I thought the stamp was quite a bit bigger when I looked at it online, but they didn't really give measurements, so that's more on my fault than anything. Speaking of sorcerer, let's just go ahead and jump over to this. I'll jump back to Bitter Creek's fragrances, but the Nature's Garden collection. I got Dragon's Blood and I got Indian Sandalwood. You've already seen Wizard Soap, which has this Indian Sandalwood fragrance oil in it. Why didn't I get essential oil? Trust me, sandalwood essential oils, especially the red version, the original classic version from India, or plant, smells amazing. It's super addicting to me. I love, love, love that fragrance, or that essential oil. However, I won't use it, especially in soap, because it's a wash-off product, because the poor plant's endangered. Everybody loves sandalwood so much, it's literally endangered. And I don't have the ability to source out a reputable company that is growing it on a farm, you know, working sustainably in the wild with it, which is, I believe, called wild crafting. So, yeah, like I said, fragrance oil, not essential oil, as much as I would love the essential oil. It's just not in anybody's budget. Trust me, you don't want to be paying $15-20 for a bar of soap. The essential oil is ridiculously expensive. Dragon's blood. Moving on to this. I have tried to find other fragrance oil people who have dragon's blood. They all say it smells like patchouli. And while this might have a hint of patchouli in there, it smells really, really close to most every dragon's blood resin that I've had the pleasure of sniffing. And I hope it doesn't morph in the soap, because I had that problem with the different suppliers, sandalwood, last year, and I'm going to be really disappointed if all I end up smelling is flowers, like I did with the sandalwood. I do not appreciate a morph in that in that vein. So, between my Soapy stamp and the dragon's blood, I can't wait to work on Sorcerer. That soap, Sorcerer should be out by the summer at the latest, is what I'm hoping. I have quite a few soaps that are on the curing rack waiting to go out, including Mechanic. It's going to be long on the shelf probably by the time you guys see this. So if you're waiting patiently for Mechanic by the time you see this, go ahead and check the store. It should be on the shelves. Okay, so I bought a couple of these earlier, but I want to throw them into this haul. Cognac and Cubans I used for the King, which is on shelves right now. It smells amazing. It has this beautiful oak note at the back. The tobacco is light, it's not in your face, and the cognac, I've never smelled cognac, so I assume what I'm smelling is true to life. There is definitely a hint of alcohol in there, but it's smooth, it's not sharp. It's a really good fragrance. You should try it. You should give it a chance. Yummy Gummy. This soap, or the soap this is meant for, is my Charlie inspired soap. I'm calling it Girl with the D&D Tat. And I really like how it came out. If I remember to, I'll somewhere up here put the link, or down in the description put the link for that video. It smelled great. It looked amazing. I'm very happy with it. Alright, absinthe. I bought this in anticipation for Halloween. I meant to go crazy with my Halloween stuff last year, but I just kept running into problems with all my fragrances. They kept seizing on me, and it kind of killed my joy. I've never smelled absinthe before, so I don't know if what I'm smelling is true, but I definitely, the star anise is there. It's one of the first notes you smell. I definitely smell a mix of clove and cinnamon and like a tea fragrance. I think there's a citrus note in here, possibly. It smells real good. It's slightly perfumey, but like only slightly. So I'm not sure. My testers, I have another absinthe that I'll pop out here in a second. I think I'm going to get my testers to tell me which one they prefer before I pop it out for Halloween. Now, for this guy, the reason it is in aluminum, this is orange 5-fold essential oil. For those of you who do not know what a 5-fold means, that means they distilled this 5 times. So the orange essential oil is very concentrated, and bonus, it sticks in soap. So my Monk soap coming up, as soon as that orange fragrance oil is completely gone, my monk soap will be a 100% essential oil soap. For those of you who are anticipating that, I gotcha. All right, back to Bitter Creek real quick. Pumpkin, seeds, and figs. This is going to be not necessarily a Halloween theme, maybe just a nice autumn color or soap. Oh, that smells so nice. There's, of course, a little bit of spice. You can smell the figs. That's a nice smell. A nice sweetness. You got the pumpkin, obviously. There's another possibly citrus note in here. I can't quite place it, but it's light. It's not a heavy fragrance. For those of you who like lighter autumn fragrances, this is the one you need to keep an eye out for. All right, I got this bad boy right here. All Hallows Eve is specifically for witchy woman. If you 2 years ago bought my Halloween magic soap and liked that fragrance, that's this one. I am immortalizing Rowena with this, and honestly, between this and Necromancer, I seriously have a fall scent obsession. It smells so good. There's like orange right away, and then there's apple and like sweetness and spice and pumpkin, and it smells a little different every time you put it up to your sniffer. It's amazing. All right, next in line is Gothic absinthe. This is a more mellow fragrance, a little bit on the cologne side. It has a nice light tea fragrance, like the star anise and wormwood was made into a tea, so it's a nice mellow, soft scent. This probably won't be an in-your-face fragrance, so if you prefer a more mellow, this one is pretty nice. Like I said, if you want to test between the two absinthes, become a product tester, and probably in the summer I'll pop it on the list. Haunted Garden. Ever since this came out last year for Halloween at Bitter Creek, I've been wanting these fragrances, their Halloween collection. There's some nice florals in there, but it's not like your grandma's floral. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like a punch you in your face, like roses kind of thing. There's like, I think there's iris in here. I can't remember the name of the other one that I'm smelling. But there's also like a tree green note in there. Whenever I make the soap for this, I swear I'll get the manufacturer's description. I'm not doing this justice. And the last one here is Cotton Blossom. This is better. I got this to replace my old Cleric fragrance with. The other one was a clean cotton smell, but it was like, boom. Like, you could not avoid that fragrance. Some people loved it, and some people hated it. So I'm hoping that this softer fragrance will be better received, to say the least. You know, I promised you guys it would only be one video, but I'm gonna have to separate this into two. So I hope you stick around for the rest. It won't be too long of a video, or maybe, yeah, my phone just doesn't, my memory just doesn't work as well as it used to. So I hope you guys have a geeky day. Check me out at High Springs and Newberry Farmers Market. Keep in mind on my online store, I do have a free shipping option to just pick up right from there. So you don't have to worry about running around town for the free shipping option. You can just pick up at your local farmers market. Check out geekalchemy.com if you liked any of the ideas or soaps that I talked about, or if you want to, stay tuned for future products. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.